He is sounding very confident. Well, this you are looking at is Noah Kane. He has tackled his fair share of caves and cliffs and trees. He is a professional climber and a filmmaker, as you can see some of his escapades there. Welcome to the show, Noah.
Thank you so much for having me, Linda. Happy to be on here.
So you're the definition of a daredevil, scaling mountains and bridges with seemingly no fear. What's your take on Netflix doing this live broadcast as Alex attempts to scale Taiwan's tallest building with no harnesses, no nets, and no ropes?
Well, I would hardly characterize myself as a daredevil. I love climbing because you gradually expand your comfort zone until your comfort zone, includes things that you previously thought would feel impossible. This is something that Alex has said. Obviously, he's been working the route over the past couple days, gradually expanding his comfort zone. So I have full confidence that this is something that he's has a lot of confidence in, and I expect it to go pretty smoothly for him.
He certainly sounds very confident, but I'm wondering, Noah, considering the sort of climbs you've done, what are the risks involved for Alex climbing this skyscraper that's 101 stories high?
Well, obviously, the risk or the high consequence is falling off. But individually, what would make that happen would be either exhaustion or the messing up of an individual move. Now, because a building is pretty uniform like this, obviously, I've never climbed a building like this before, but the moves are pretty going to be the same over and over again, maybe three or four of the similar moves over and over again. Really, exhaustion is the only thing that I would be worried about for him specifically.
The thing I was worried about was the weather conditions. I just looked at the weather in Taipei. It's going to be cold and it's going to be wet. Now, this climb is happening at 9 a.m. local time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern. What could those conditions, how could those conditions impact his climb?
Now, obviously, if the route itself is wet, fully wet, I believe that they would call it off. But humidity isn't too much of an issue here. I believe Alex has said that a little bit of humidity actually will help the shoe rubber stick a little bit better to the metal and glass.
Wow, that's interesting. And in terms of if something did go wrong, this broadcast is on a slight delay, about 10 seconds. From a safety perspective, what do you think the producers at Netflix can do if something does go wrong?
If something does go wrong, well, we'll probably see the broadcast cut. There's running about a 10-second delay, is what I hear. I think falling from that height would take about 10 seconds. I'm sure that there's going to be a ton of spectators on the ground filming with cell phones. So, that would be obviously extremely tragic. But while the consequences of this are really high, climbers mostly feel pretty confident in Alex that he wouldn't do something like this if he wasn't fully confident. There's always a chance of something going wrong, but I would say that chance is pretty low while the consequences are still high, and it's quite dramatic looking.
So, Noah, if this does succeed, do you expect we'll see more live extreme sporting events like this on platforms like Netflix and others like YouTube? And how might it influence how audience experience these high risk stunts?
As a climber, I hope that this is not too regular of an occurrence. Obviously, this is a special event. I love promoting climbing in a really authentic way and showing what the average experience is for most climbers out there. That's sort of what I like to showcase. And this is a very special, dramatized event. But personally, this wouldn't be how I would want to have climbing be the most publicized in the future. There's so many other aspects to climbing, and while this is a great way to bring people into the sport, I hope that any newcomers realize that there's a whole world to explore, aside from more of a stunt sort of like this.
Listening to you speak, Noah, and hearing Alex speak, you both sound very calm, very confident. What scares you?
Falling scares me. I was out climbing yesterday. I took actually kind of a scary fall. So while even climbing with a rope, there's still risk in climbing, which is something that not a lot of people realize, is that climbing is inherently risky, even if you are climbing with a rope. So for me, I don't do a ton of soloing myself. I find that climbing with a rope still has plenty of risk and exciting moments for my adrenaline receptors to handle.
So will you be tuning into the Netflix special?
I will certainly be tuning in. I have nothing but respect for Alex and the way that he's been an ambassador for climbing in the past 15 years. He really knows how to put the sport out there in a good, authentic way. He knows how to promote the sport and get it publicized, but also stay true to the values of climbing. So I really respect that. I'll be tuning in, and I wish him the best of luck.
It's certainly exciting. It sounds risky to me, but we'll see how it all goes, hopefully very smoothly. Noah Kane, great to have you on the program and great to get your perspective. Thank you very much.